Welcome everybody to lesson 7.3. We're going to be looking at our project poster. I hope you enjoyed spending some time mapping your curriculum. That was in the last lesson, and I hope that by now you've started to explore some new ideas for a potential project that you're going to be doing with your students. This is another opportunity to explore some ideas and represent our project in a different way. During this activity and lesson, you're going to be working with others, potentially collaborating with others if you can, to create a project plan which demonstrates learner-centered pedagogy. You're going to be potentially referring back to some of the work that we've already done around learner-centered pedagogy. What are those principles? Remember the circles that we've talked about, the different aspects of learner-centered pedagogies. What are those and how can I use them? What sort of things can I include within my project plan that demonstrates that I'm attempting to try to design with those in mind? Again, let's remind ourselves about our process. Overall, we're using this project-based learning approach where we give time for our students to be curious, we give them an opportunity to be creative, we try to design opportunities for them to take authentic action with what they have learned. During that time, you're going to be using a range of different tools. You can see those underneath here: research, concept maps, different experiences. Perhaps at the end there, you're going to be working on an assembly. Maybe you've decided to design a community exhibition where you invite local people to the school to share some of the things that your students have created. Whatever you're doing to create an audience, this activity gives you the chance to explore some of these different ideas. A project poster here is just an opportunity to work alongside your hexagonal map and just represents your project in a different way. This is another opportunity for you to explore your ideas and develop your thinking about how are you going to use this in your classroom? How are you going to plan a project like this? Let's have a look at what you need to include in your project poster. I'm just going to move myself along a little bit so you can clearly see the key parts to this. We're going to follow this just above me here. You're going to see we're going to follow our sequence through. It's important for you to keep that flow, that sequence in mind as you express your ideas in your poster, as you start to map out what are the different parts of this process for my students. You're going to think about a title, maybe think about the way that you're naming your project. Is that something that is already a provocation to your students? You'll remember some of the interesting titles of projects I showed you in the last lesson. You might be thinking about the knowledge set, mindset, skill set, and tool set. Those are probably some ideas that you can draw from your hexagonal map. And also you're going to think about provocations and activities to promote curiosity. What are those provocations going to be? We've used some video. Maybe you're going to list some of those ideas. Maybe it's an experience or a visit somewhere. Maybe it's a reading, maybe it's a book, or perhaps a set of photographs. Whatever the provocation is, this is a good opportunity to think about what those could be. What are the students going to make and create? Have a think that through. And then your poster is also going to include some ideas about what action your students are going to take. These are some of the ideas that you're going to include within your project poster. These are all listed in your learning journal too. Let's have a little look again at just being really clear about what your instructions are for this activity. Locate, download your resources, find what you need. You're going to create a poster or infographic to represent your plan for the student project. And I've listed some of the things we've already just talked about. Provocations for curiosity, opportunities to create, ideas for taking action. You should be able to clearly see the process of project-based learning in your poster. And you might also include some of these ideas around knowledge set, mindset, skill set, and tool set. In your learning journal, you've got that framework in there, but you could also just do this on a large sheet of paper and just make sure that you include some of these ideas. You should be spending about 60 to 90 minutes on this work, and hopefully you're doing this with others. Enjoy exploring your project poster. You might want to pause now because I'm just going to tell you what we're doing next in the next module. Okay, what's coming up next? In module number 8, we have an exhibition of our projects, and you're going to be listening to others. You're going to have the opportunity to share your project work. You're going to find a way to post your project and share it, pitch it to others, and you're going to have the chance to reflect on what's being shared. And you're going to be thinking about also using a feedback strategy called 6 thinking hats as well. So that's what's coming up in module number 8.